Retail Dynamics team, and we're presenting our recommendation for Britton Plaza redevelopment, South Tampa's elevated neighborhood destination. So at a high level, Britton Plaza is a 460,000 square footage community shopping center currently anchored by Publix, Burlington, Marshalls, and Michaels. Anchor tenants make up about 47%, which is about 215,000 square footage, and they're all paying about a $6 average rent per square footage. While the inline small shops, roughly about 233,000, pay about 14,000 rent per square foot. The biggest challenge we face is that 25% of the property is vacant, with around 116,000 square footage sitting empty. Rents here are about 40 to 60% below the market, largely due to the outdated facade and the site design as a whole. Those vacancies alone are costing us over $1 million in lost effective gross income each year. So our strategy surrounds repositioning the asset, upgrading the physical environment, right-sizing the anchor spaces, and driving the rent growth to market while improving tenant mix and community relevance.
Okay, so some quick information about our plan is that we plan to transform this into a new place which would attract people of all ages, basically a hybrid center. It also aligns with the sponsor strategy with what they have done in their previous projects. And as mentioned before, this plaza is only 75% leased and also appears to have a bit outdated layout, and even the rents are far below the market rent. And the engagement is very low because it's also a shopping plaza and there's not many other activities to do as of now. And from option three of the options we had, we chose alternative three because we feel that it is the most balanced option, bringing in keeping all the anchors and also bringing in new retail shops along with some dining destinations and few activity spots for all ages, and also boosts NOI and supports local resident needs.
Location is everything here. Market rents are about $22 to $34 per square foot, with near zero vacancy and no new supply coming in this trade area. What makes Britton Plaza unique is that it's positioned in between two very different submarkets. North of us, which is the 33629 zip code, represents an affluent base. The household income is on average 164,000, and residents are professionals currently driving past us to shop in Hyde Park. To the south, which is the 33611 zip code, the average household income is about 86,000, with largely working class families and military from the Air Force Base. Most shopping centers cater to one or the other, but we have the opportunity to serve both communities. And so by keeping value-oriented anchors like Marshalls and Dollar Tree and layering the premium fitness, the healthcare, and the dining, we can capture both audiences. Plus, we see about 40,000 vehicles per day along the Dale Mabry and the Selman Expressway and the Euclid Lane. So our goal is to become the inclusive neighborhood destination that no competitor can replicate.
So we get a really good look at the two different comps that we have, which our first one is our modern luxury, which is Hyde Park Village. And this is home to some high-end retailers, high-end restaurants. And it's become really synonymous with South Tampa's style and culture. And then we also have Midtown Tampa, which is a new vision redefining mixed-use living. It's got office, apartment, hotel, fitness centers, and entertainment, and they're all within walking distance, which is great. And Midtown, it offers a fully integrated live, work, play experience, which is really important for Floridians, and it kind of fits their culture and lifestyle down in Florida, which is super important. So next, a little bit on why we chose to go down the route with the hybrid lifestyle center. It's super important to us because it's the most realistic and it's community aligned option for Britton Plaza. It's very feasible with the existing lease restrictions with Publix and Burlington. They're going to stay in place because of their anchor status and their long-term leases. It keeps Britton Plaza very community friendly, and we're using the existing retail structure by adding wellness, food, and lifestyle concepts without fully having to do a ground up redevelopment and use more capital risk. And we're just looking to reinvent the plaza and, Publix and other value tenants stay as the foundation, and we can keep traffic consistent there and generating revenue and making a better experience.
All right. So we have some exciting new prospects to tell you about. We included a few tenants that attract steady repeat visits from health-conscious individuals. Some of these include Heyday Personalized Facial and Skincare Studio, Stretch Med, Dill Dinker's Pickleball, Dry Bar, and others. We feel these are all great fits for South Tampa's demographic because they all focus on well-being and health maintenance. We also included a few food, beverage, and social concepts. Some include kava, kung fu tea, and a Florida-grown smoothie bar concept, 3 Natives. We included everyday errand-based tenants as well, including the UPS store and Sudsy's dry cleaning. And then we also have some high-frequency services, including an urgent care and a vet urgent care. The mix strategically blends experiential and lifestyle retail, health, beauty, and wellness retail, and essential services. And we are also aware of anchor restrictions and will complete the process of requesting formal consent from affected anchors. And we have further details about negotiating with anchor tenants and the appendix.
All right, our implementation plan is phased over about 5 years to balance the capital deployment and phasing and construction with our anchor tenants. So year 1 to 2 is focused on leasing about 70,000 square footage of vacancy, relocating Burlington, and demolishing their current box so that we can rebuild smaller tenant places. The goal is early NOI lift and improved anchor alignment. In years 2 to 3, we want to shift to more capital improvements. This is where we see a lot of our ESG goals aligning. So we'll install LED lighting, we'll repaint facades and signage, enhance the landscaping with additional trees, and then in year 3 to 5, we're going to execute the parking lot repairs. So add some EV charging station infrastructure, begin rent negotiations with our key anchors, and the remaining vacancies will be filled strategically to make sure that there's tenant diversity, but also respect our anchor tenants' restrictions. Our plan, it delivers not just financial value, which we'll get into later, but also measurable ESG impact. Environmentally, like I just discussed, we're introducing LED lighting, EV charging, and more green landscaping. Socially, Britton Plaza will support both local and national tenants, creating jobs with the new businesses coming in, and making the center a community destination where residents have complete access every single day to our services. On governance, we're going to ensure that transparent communication through regular stakeholder meetings, through conversations with our tenants, and making sure that we're maintaining those fair lease terms. Altogether, this aligns with Brixmor's core policy or philosophy that they're investing in centers that anchor communities, both economically and socially.
So moving on to the financial projections, I have divided this into 2 different parts. One on the left, which is what we're given in the case study, comparing to the one on the right, which we have modeled out with our own assumptions and the new tenants coming in. So one error we found in the case study is it was not accounting for the vacancies, and hence the EGI stand out at 4.8 million and NOI coming out at 2.5. Whereas in our own modeling, we took out the vacancy expense and everything, where our vacancy is only 2%, occupancy is 98%, and our rental income went up to 3.4 because we bumped up some of the rents using leverage of the redevelopment. Reimbursements, we assume it will stay the same, and the new income from new tenants added to the rental income by nearly 2.4 million, and hence the EGI came out to 6.9 million and NOI leading to 3.8 million.
So about our sponsor is Brixmor, which they're the property owner, and they're one of the largest open air retail real estate investment trusts in the US. And They're really big on, being able to be there and do these types of projects like the one that we're choosing for today. And their business model focuses on the essential retail and daily needs tenants, so such as Publix or TJX brands and fitness operators. And they prefer cluster investments just because of the strong trade areas to maximize synergy and efficiency. So one example is the plaza at Buckland Hills in Manchester, where Brixmor implemented a small similar refresh anchored by a Trader Joe's and service-oriented tenants. And they prioritize high traffic and essential anchors as the base while they upgrade their smaller tenant mix around them to boost kind of the community engagement and long-term NOI.
So to summarize everything, we plan to build the Britain Plaza into a community-focused retail hub and plan our new tenants according to meet the need of the plan. Kept all the anchors as they bring a significant number of customers into the plaza every day. And we also relocated Burlington to maximize the possible rent by adding more tenants and improving the occupancy from 75% to 98, which created added value of nearly $20 million at a cap rate of 7%, and also increased our EGI by 2.1 million, all by keeping sponsors ESG in mind.
Thank you. This is Retail Dynamics.